Salam sejahtera and hello everybody. I am Connie Komilus from University Sultan Zainal Abidin Terengganu. Would like to give a presentation today, and the title of my presentation is Efficacy of Detoxified Rubber Seed Meal Hevia Brasiliensis on Growth Performance, Meat Quality, and Carcass of Japanese Quail Cortunix japonica. Why the interest in looking into rubber seed meal as a potential feed for quail? It's because today there are few or limited literature on using or utilizing rubber seed meal as a partial ingredient as feed for quail or burung puyuh in Malay. And at the same time, the high cost of feed for poultry, okay, is increasing, especially those feed which are categorized as conventional feed, and this is due to scarcity of ingredients today. Everybody's fighting for this type of ingredient, especially soybean meal. Therefore, that incurred high costs when we import this uh, product or this ingredient into Malaysia and make them into feed. And at the same time, there are limited reports on meat quality and biochemical composition of quail or even poultry when it comes to uh, using or utilizing rubber seed meal as an ingredient for their diets. These are the objectives of this study: to evaluate the effective of supplementing soybean meal with rubber seed meal in the diets of quail on growth performance, meat quality, and carcass yield. Processing of rubber seeds obtained from Terengganu Rubber Board was done according to Fortuna et al. 2015, as shown in this slide. This is the formulation of our diets, whereby we use different percentage of rubber seed meal as a replacement of soybean meal in our diets. These are the ingredients composition and nutritive value of the starter ration that we used in our experiment, and we can see here that we did replacement of our soybean meal according to the formulation that I had shared earlier on, and we analyze the crude protein of uh, these feeds, and the crude protein were about 21% to 23%, which are the required crude protein for quail development and growth. Data collected for the study: we did proximate analysis, growth performances analysis, meat quality, and carcass quality. These graphs show the growth performance of quail within 4 weeks, and in these graphs we can see that there are no significant differences among treatments for all these parameters. However, it is important to see or to note that for body weight gain, it gets higher with higher inclusion of rubber seed meal, and similar trend is shown for average daily weight gain. That shows that with higher inclusion of rubber seed meal, quail tends to grow faster and gain more weight. as for the FCRs lower for feed with inclusion of rubber seed meal as compared to control. This is the result of meat quality of quail. From here we can see that there are significant differences among treatments for pH and also for colors of breast meat of quail. For pH, all of the data show that the value of pH for 45 minutes and 24 hours did not exceed 7. This shows that the pH value for the quail muscles are normal, as after that pH of muscle will usually drop, and for this number or for this data, this is considered as normal pH. This is due to accumulation of lactic acid in the muscle. As for lightness or colors for breast meat of quail, we can see that there are gradual increase of redness color and also for yellowness color for breast meat after 45 minutes. Similar trend is shown in redness with higher inclusion of rubber seed meal in the diet. So this shows that the more diet or the more rubber seed meal introduced to quail, the meat will be, or we tend to be more red and more yellow. This table shows the carcass yield of quail after experiment. I would like to point to these two items. Wing. Okay. In this experiment, we found out that the higher inclusion of rubber seed meal in the diet gave or produces bigger wings for quails. The same goes to drumstick, whereby there are significant differences of drumstick, okay, weight of drumstick with the higher inclusions of rubber seed meals. This shows, or this means that higher inclusion of rubber seed meal produces bigger wings and also bigger drumstick for quail. Results from the study show that quails obtain good growth with low feed conversion ratio, and quails also produce bigger wing and bigger drumsticks if they are fed with rubber seed meal. Therefore, it can be concluded that inclusion of rubber seed meal from 10 to 30% in diet have positive effect on growth performance, meat quality, and carcass yield on quail. Ladies and gentlemen, I have come to the end of my presentation today. I sincerely hope that you had enjoyed my sharings. Thank you, terima kasih, ose, sieseni.